Chapter 2. Too much between the lines.
Several days passed. Gray mornings, identical lessons, breaks filled with talk about the new season of everyone's favorite shows, and grumbling over algebra homework, all under the steady crunch of potato chips. Everything moved as if nothing had changed, as if Archie were just another new student, just a neighbor, just someone in the background. But Catherine knew that this was not true. Each evening, her eyes drifted, almost unconsciously, to his window. The light in his room came on later than the others. Sometimes he sat at his desk, apparently reading. Sometimes he paced, like he was trying to remember something long forgotten. Once, she thought he looked in her direction again, but she couldn't be sure. He remained a mystery, attentive in class, but rarely spoke. He scribbled occasionally in a black notebook. No logos, no title. In PE, he moved fast, agile, but never tried to stand out. He avoided small talk. And yet, he was interesting. Catherine caught herself scanning for him in crowds. Cafeteria, hallways, the school bus window. Just with her eyes, just to make sure he was there, as if that mattered. And then, one evening, she looked out the window again and saw her, the blonde girl, tall, confident, in a faux leather jacket, earbuds coiled in one hand. She stood by the gate, and Archie opened the door, letting her in. They laughed. He even leaned toward her slightly, as if whispering something. A sharp, unexpected sting jabbed somewhere inside Catherine. She stepped back from the window and turned the music up louder. Suddenly, everything felt too warm. The next morning, she didn't say a word to her friends. Just shrugged when Victoria asked, "You look like you've been boiled. Everything okay?" The sour mood followed her into the evening as she took Teddy for a walk in the park. The air was cool, the sky heavy with clouds, the wind playing with her hair. Teddy tugged at the leash, tail wagging with excitement. And then she saw him. Archie was sitting on a bench by the pond. His hood was down, his hair tousled, and a notebook rested on his knees. "Hi," she said, unsure why she'd even approached him. He looked up. His eyes were calm, a little tired.
"Hi, Catherine."
He replied. She blinked, momentarily thrown. "You know my name?"
"Of course. I pay attention."
A faint smile touched his lips. "Funny to hear you talk at all. You're not exactly chatty." He shrugged.
"Just felt like you were ready to listen."
Teddy stepped between them, pulling gently at the leash. Archie bent and stroked him lightly behind the ears.
"You're a sweet one, Teddy."
Catherine raised an eyebrow in surprise. "Wait, how do you know his name?"
"Heard you call him in the backyard. I've got a good memory. And sharp ears."
Catherine's expression softened, a small smile flickering to life. Silence stretched between them for a moment. "I saw you yesterday," she said at last. "With that girl. Do you live together?" Archie gave a brief chuckle.
"That's my sister, Stacy. We're close, but not that close. She goes to our school too, a year below us."
Something inside Catherine released. She hadn't even realized how badly she needed to hear that.
"You always watch your neighbors so closely?"
He asked, teasing just a little. Not really. Not on purpose, she muttered.
It's fine. I'm used to it. People's intuition rarely works. You have to stay alert yourself.
What do you mean? He leaned back against the bench and looked her way.
I can read people. Almost always. I can tell who's real, who you can trust, and who you can't. It's a habit. Or maybe just part of me.
Catherine raised an eyebrow. So what are you saying? You're psychic?
Not quite. Just intuition. Very strong. Sometimes I can even predict the questions on a test. Or tell you who you should or shouldn't be friends with.
Seriously?
Well, for example, Victoria.
He began. Hold on. Catherine cut him off. You really think you can decide who I should talk to? He paused, glancing away.
Not decide. Just offer advice. I know how things turn out. Trust me, not everyone around you is who they seem.
Maybe, but I want to make my own mistakes, she said firmly. I have my own opinions. He looked at her then, more seriously.
I just don't want to see you get hurt.
How do you know what hurts me? She shot back, eyes narrowing. A long pause followed. The wind stirred the trees. Teddy snorted softly and lay at her feet.
It's getting late.
Archie said at last.
I'll walk you home.
You don't need to.
I'll just walk beside you. That's all.
They walked through the darkening park in silence. Leaves whispered beneath their feet, the sky deepening into twilight. Catherine simmered with resentment, but something about his presence still calmed her. A quiet warmth she wasn't ready to name. When they reached her house, Archie nodded without a word and disappeared into the shadows. And Catherine stood for a long time on the porch, unable to make sense of why he irritated her so deeply. And why, more than anything, she wanted him to stay.